Welcome to another episode of Rusted Rides. Today we are going to turn this into this, all on a shoestring budget. Let's get into it. Alright, as you can see, this truck has some serious rust issues. Both front fenders need some attention, but this is a budget build on a work truck, so we might cheat a little. We just want it to look better than it does. Cab corners are gone, the passenger side box arch is toast, and the box is barely holding on. So first thing, Cam got the tractor and lifted the box off the truck. With the box on stands, he was now able to address the rot issues in the truck bed. Using an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel, he removed the problem area. Then again, with the cutoff wheel, he cut out a piece of steel to patch the hole in the bed. One more piece to close it all in, and then welding from the underside and the addition of some square tubing for support and rigidity. A little bed liner and budget work truck approved. Then when we tried to move the truck, it got stuck in a weird way that just didn't make sense.
This situation?
Nothing.
On to the front end. We don't know what this truck hit, but it wasn't too bad as just the front bumper and the grille had damage. The headlights were foggy and yellow, so they came off so they could get freshened up as well. The rear bumper had also seen some abuse, but it's a work truck and it will continue to be a work truck. We just wanted to make it look a little better. With the truck now in the shop, Cam started on the cab corners, cutting out the bad rusty steel and cutting up an old shelf to make a new patch. He cleaned up the surface so that he could make a clean weld and started working his way around the patch. Once it was not going to move, he then made some cuts that will allow the sheet metal to bend and wrap around the cab corner. After trimming the excess and adding a few more welds, he cleaned it all up with a flap disc on a grinder. Here's a shot of the passenger side all cleaned up. We didn't get any footage of the body filler on the cab corners, but we do have B-roll of the fender coming up. Howdy-ho!
Oh, you made it.
I did, finally.
And I'm getting busted in the act of putting a body lift in.
Oh.
Which I swore I wasn't going to do, but I don't know. I don't want to cut up the new bumper.
Oh.
Because put the plow mount on, I'll cut up, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't even been here. This will be the first we're explaining what we're doing.
Yeah, let's get into it. All right, so Cam's been doing a lot of work. I've been doing a lot of voiceovers. It's time to actually take a look at the truck and walk around and kind of get into what's happening. So Cam, why don't you explain what we're working on right now?
So this, I paid $1,700 for this $300 pickup. it would have been, 100% 5 years ago, I bought nicer trucks than this for like around $500. But, you know, welcome to 2024. And now it's $1,700. But the only reason I bought it was I didn't. If anyone's seen the video with the orange Dodge, it's two-wheel drive and it's useless. And I need something to plow with. Got a very long driveway, so I wasn't going to do anything. But you know, you guys seen the video, or all the footage I got. It was absolutely trashed, and I didn't want to be seen driving it.
So far we got the front end pull apart. You got all this taken off. The box was just in rough shape, eh?
Yeah, that's where I started with the box. The front rail was rotten out.
Which is outside on the
Yeah.
ground.
Okay, it's definitely not going to win any beauty competitions, but yeah, this is. You go. There's a scrapyard just down the road,
Yep.
and they put all their brake rotors and calipers in old furnace tanks, and they cut the fronts out of them. So they sell it for $5 a sheet. You know, this just goes right back over it.
Nice.
Nobody's gonna know. I put a piece of square tubing in to replace the rail.
Nice.
I bought fender flares because I'm not doing a full paint job on this, and I'm only gonna fix if any of this spills out past the flare. That's all that's getting fixed. Touch it up. Just black rocker guard along the bottom because I fixed the cab corner already.
Okay.
What do we got? So bumper I got off Marketplace. It was $30.
$30? Wow.
I believe it's off of 2016.
Wow.
So you seen that twisted bumper that I ripped off it? There's a guy selling this for. He wanted a bucket. He wanted 150 for it. I got it for 100, which is a pretty good deal for a good sport bumper. And that's why I'm body lifting it too, because I don't want to cut this up when I put the plow mount on.
Right.
And then I got a set of these for $50.
Nice.
I think you seen the one rim, the guy, he got cut off by somebody on an e-scooter.
Yeah.
So he had to curve it,
Right.
but they don't have those little donut tires on them. They got Firestones. They're not in the worst shape.
Yeah. Nice.
We'll see how they push snow.
Nice.
We will see.
All right.
So we'll clean those up, get that on. I already have a grill, so I should be able to pull this whole thing off for under 500.
Nice.
That's the goal. You want to know about body lift, don't you?
I do.
All right.
I do.
People could say what they want about body lifts, but you know how much easier it is to work on when you have like you change anything at the back of the motor, get at the bell housing bolts. You got to do a transmission, and it's going to be a plow truck, so I want to be able to wash the frame.
Yeah.
They all should have it. They're way nice. What's going on with this rad?
I was looking at that earlier actually, and I forgot to mention it because we were.
It doesn't leak. It still holds fluid.
It's just bent up, eh? Is the bottom pushed up? No, the bottom's going
pushed
down.
down and twisted. Oh yeah, the body lift. So yeah, I'm not buying any special. They send me like these nylon things. What I do is I just cut up 3-inch square tubing into 3-inch sections, and what I just get longer bolts and go all the way through, but the front ones broke off inside the mounts.
Oh.
So what I did, I just nut and bolted them on, and it's welded all the way around, so it's not going anywhere. The other ones they're done proper.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I find this, if you get into a situation where you got bolts breaking off, it is better to use steel. So
Right on.
how much? I got that chunk of steel. We got to keep adding up what I'm spending. It was $30 at a steel place this morning.
Not bad.
Grabbed it out of the cutoff bin. So
Not bad.
I fixed that front fender because the flare does not cover this.
Okay.
Fender flares are great. There's only 2 reasons you put flares on. It's you put them on and you cause your nice truck to rust out, or you're covering rust. So in this case, it's going to be covering it. But I'm going to undercoat before they go on.
Yeah.
So I got to fix this. Everybody was probably already laughing at my cab corners. Don't get too close. But you know what? They're $170 a side.
Yeah.
And again, I don't care. So these are going to work. I don't want to get pulled over. I don't want it to look too crappy.
Yeah. It's just for plowing, just for working.
Yeah, I'm going to license it in case I want to run in for a coffee or whatever I need. So it will be on. Oops.
All right. All the rust back here, most of it is just like scaly surface rust.
I'm just going to beat the shell off with a hammer and spray.
Except for obviously your
remnants of old box rail. I'm going to cut that off. Because it's all replaced.
the box is rough, but everything's not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably some Americans from the southern states looking at this like, what are you talking about? Not bad. That's awful, but this is not bad.
Oh, in the window.
Oh, the window.
I bought this thing off of these people that are living in a motel. So they didn't have access to a lot of...
Is that spray foam? Or PL? Or
I don't know what the hell. This is a piece of plexiglass. And I'm super cheap with this one. So I'm just going to cut it a little bit smaller and urethane it in. And maybe it won't be as noticeable.
Yeah.
Got all this duct tape and... Yeah. I got to scrub all this off.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Well, I guess we should get back to work. What do you think? Leave a comment down below. What do you think caused the rad to do that? It's swollen up in the middle. You can even see a few of the blades here that go horizontal are swollen. And then same thing down here, like that one. Oh, there, now I'm showing it. That one. And then like you can see underneath here, it
doesn't have head gasket issues. Doesn't overheat it, doesn't use any.
It's just wild the way this thing is.
How is it still holding antifreeze?
It's crazy. I don't know.
I'm not being stranded in a snowstorm. This is
true. Okay.
You know, it might be holding antifreeze now, but
that's wild. It's like a rainbow.
Can't trust it.
It's like a rainbow. All right, comment down below. What do you think happened?
The cab was taped and cleaned before getting Raptor liner sprayed on to cover the repairs and protect it. There was a hole in the driver's fender that was patched the same way as the cab corners. Cut out the rust, cut out a patch from some scrap sheet metal, and weld it in. This one was much more straightforward as it was just a flat piece of steel going into a flat section on the fender. Cam mixed up some body filler and spread it over the repair, and when it was cured, he sanded the whole thing smooth. We didn't get footage of spraying the fender, but he only sprayed the repair, and when it was all dry, he wet sanded the fender to blend the repair to the rest of the panel. With a little polish, you can't even tell it was ever repaired. Now on to the grill. Cam had this grill already as he's had his fair share of third gens. The panel was scuffed down off camera and got a light coat of primer. The red laid out really nice and is going to go a long way to transform the look of this truck. The headlights you saw removed from before are getting sanded down with gray Scotch-Brite and some Varsol. Some people promote using those kits to bring back headlight lenses to a clear, polished finish, and those are great, but they need a protective coating or else they will go back to looking horrible in like 6 months to a year. Trust me, it's happened to me on numerous occasions. They have coatings you can put on every few months that will prevent them from turning again, but some people recommend clear coat, and that's what we recommend. But here's the thing, we've seen clear coat flake off the lights too. That's why we don't polish them after sanding them down. The clear coat won't adhere to the smooth, shiny plastic. After the headlights were finished and the front end was reassembled, Cam started doing some polishing to refresh the paint that was already on the truck. The results were pretty dang good if you ask me.
All right, so you got her jacked up. We keeping her in the budget there?
Did I already wrap myself out and say that I already got cheap tires?
You did. You did say that you had some other rims.
I know, I gotta stay off marketplace.
So these
But
are.
I do know one thing, these little donut tires can't be on there.
No, they look weird
So
on there.
yeah, I went out today and I bought aftermarket rims. These come up, they're $400. So I think these rims will clean up. Kind
Yeah,
of an old school looking rim, so I think
I like them.
yeah, they'll look good.
A nice meaty, BFG tire.
Well, let's see if they're gonna need, because I got an extra set of spacers too. I'm gonna see if they
Oh,
fill out flares or not.
okay.
This looks like a good front tire.
That's a good front tire if I ever seen one.
Yeah, they were cheap because the treads on two of them are all zigzaggy.
You're right.
I call those back tires, and you want the treads to point forward.
Yeah, for gripping on the snow.
I don't want it to stick out too far. I just want it to fill up the flare.
All right.
All right, let's see if she needs this. I know they got a little more offset than stock.
Yeah, they do. They look good.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me grab a spacer.
Okay. All right, I got an idea. We're gonna do a little before and after, and get your guys' opinion. So let's grab this rim and put it back on the truck for a second. Okay, hold on a sec. All right, so here's what was on it. That's what it's looking like. Here's what it looks like. Here's the poke out right there.
What poke out?
Yeah, I know.
These are for like a newer Charger or Challenger. They're
Right, so that's,
donut tires.
they don't look right. Okay, let's put it back to the way it was a second ago. All right, there's the other setup right there. I like the meaty tire. And here's the poke.
It's still not filling out flare though.
Still not fully.
No.
Still not fully. But it does look good. It does look like this is what's more meant to be on there, you know? Again, there's probably a couple extra inches of gap there because it's lifted, but all right. All right, let's try the spacer out. All right, that's with the spacer.
Is it a good idea to run real spacers if I'm going to be plowing though? That's the question.
I know.
All right, it looks good.
Looks good, but do you need it when you're getting in and out of spaces and stuff? All right, so what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. What do you think? Spacers or no spacers?
For now, it's getting spacers.
For now, we're going to put it on there.
I'll take them off. I'll just run them on the back. That'll be fine. What's a snow? Just plow some Temu or something anyway.
The plow is from Temu. All right, so leave your comment down below on what you think should go on the truck more long term. But again, these rims and spacers are probably not in the plow truck makeover budget. But it's, why is it so dark? There.
I'm going to get lugs, man. It's getting spacers.
We're gonna put the lugs on. We're gonna lock it in.
Before the box can go back on the truck, the frame has to be cleaned and oiled. Any dirt and loose rust had to be removed before everything could get a nice thick coat of oil undercoat. I once drove my car to Florida for a week, and while I was there, I got a bad exhaust leak. I took it to a shop to get it fixed, and they were very concerned with how much oil I had coating the entire underside of my car. They thought I had some major issues. But everyone in the Rust Belt knows exactly what this is. In fact, if you live somewhere that gets a real winter, you should be getting some sort of oil undercoat done every year. Your mechanic might get dirty when servicing your car, but they will be glad everything isn't rusted on. And the next owner of the vehicle will thank you too.
It doesn't like rained on. Well, maybe
After adjusting and messing around with the box, we did finally get it to sit perfectly in place.
All right, Cam, it looks pretty dang good. You did a great job on this one. I was really MIA for 90% of it, but I think it turned out fantastic. So, are you happy with it?
Yeah. Still a little upset with you and Owen cutting me out of the hole. Going to play with a 57 Chevy without me.
Yeah.
The video did good though.
Yeah, I know. We would have loved to have had you there. But you know what?
So.
He's got other ones there too.
Yeah, I guess the 56 should be next, eh?
Yeah.
Did
yeah.
you show them that?
I didn't even show it.
No.
Didn't even show it. But let's
Next
show
time.
this off a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I came in just under $500 to do this.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't need to buy the fancy rims and tires for it, but the rims that I had for this set aside, I polished them up and I sold them for what I paid for these. So that evens itself out.
Nice. These do look fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, the back one's missing the center cap. I could probably find one of those. But it's not perfect by any means because it's just going to get a plow on
Yeah,
it.
there's some imperfections.
Oh no, we don't need to.
But
show
that was
all
that was part of it, right? Like this was just like make it look good, make it look okay, like look better than it was for sure. And we, you know, obviously we're gonna cheat, like you said. Obviously we're gonna cheat a little bit here and there because this is not a full restoration. This is just make a work truck look better than a crummy work truck.
But I was very surprised with for not a full respray, like where I fixed that front fender, that blended in real good.
So nice.
I don't even know what the paint coat. It was just some leftover paint that I had. This was left over from. If anybody watched the Ford we sprayed in Raptor liner.
Yeah.
If you guys are doing this at home and you do your rocker guard line along the bottom, just remember to top coat it with gloss black, semi-gloss, because you can't just spray rocker guard on and leave it or it will fade. and it will fall off.
It gets
and it'll
real
look
dirty
worse
looking.
than it did before.
Yeah.
But I mean, so there's two things I'm not happy with.
Yeah.
If I sent you over the clip of me throwing the old rear bumper into the scrap pile.
Yeah.
None of this was here because I was going to get a new tailgate.
Yeah.
And then I got looking around, I got that plastic piece off of a second gen Dodge,
Yeah.
and I nipped it down. I used double-sided tape, polished the gate up. I mean, now, because I'm an idiot, it has these big gouges in it. But, you know, like I said, it's just going to get destroyed.
Yeah. No, it's fine. This $30 bumper looks amazing.
It's off of 2017. You just got to trim it down a little bit.
Okay.
I did my own, it didn't come with any brackets or anything, so I just made up my own at the bottom here.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously, if this thing, I'm going to drive it for a bit, and if it seems worthy of it, I'll pull this flare off and put a patch panel in this side.
Right. Right. Just to fix that up a little bit better.
Oh, and in the rear window.
Oh yeah. That looks
they had
way
this-
better than it did.
This is the plexiglass that they had taped on before, and I just traced it out. And I just got to say, trying to cut plexiglass with a grinder,
Yeah.
it's not a good idea.
No, I think you need a knife and you gotta snap it.
Well, no, just get I think a jigsaw would have worked better. So it's a
Yeah.
little,
That's
but
it.
you know what? It seals. I use windshield urethane around the outside of it, glued it on.
Nice.
It's not letting water in.
It's way less noticeable than the way they had it on there before, because it was so oversized and taped on with tuck tape and.
The box
Spray foam.
isn't. It's not wobbling anymore.
Yeah,
Got a new,
that's nice, eh?
new box rail. The floor welded in. So yeah, this was 2 weeks after work. I came in just under $500 into it, not including the price of buying it, obviously. And this is just for appearances. We're not going to talk about. It needs lower ball joints. It needs CV shafts. It needs upper ball joints. I already put a wheel bearing in it just to road test it because it was about to fall off. And I had to do the manifold. I had to do the driver's side manifold.
Right, yeah. It did sound bad before.
So we're just talking like for appearances. If you got an old work truck or you buy something cheap online, you don't have to be a scientist to have something, because I didn't really use any special skill to make it look this way. You just got to know where to look for deals.
Yeah.
And-
Well, I mean, some people, and myself included, would say that was a skill, doing that front fender patch and the box corners, or the cab corners, sorry. That was pretty slick, but.
Yeah, another shelf bit the
Yeah,
dust.
yeah.
What do you
No,
do?
but it looks good though. I mean, like you transformed this truck, at a reasonable shoestring budget, and just made it look cool again, for however long it lasts.
Unless someone wants to buy it.
Yeah. Any takers? It does look pretty cool.
It's not a Hemi.
No.
It's
No.
not a 360.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well,
That's a wrap.
should we leave it there? On to the next project.
Yep.
All right.
Go get the plow on it.
Yeah.
Look
Cool.
at that corn changing colors, man. Winter's coming.
Oh, I know. Winter's coming.
Says we're gonna get a good one this year.
That's what they say every year. The old almanac.
Look at the view, eh? Do they ever
Oh yeah.
ever show the audience the amazing? You can't even. You know what? The camera probably doesn't do it any justice.
It won't do it any justice, but yeah, stellar view. All right, that's it. We'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed the episode.
Thanks for watching.